are going to do food sample. Okay, this is also one board practical, CBSE board practical. So what is the aim? To analyze the presence of carbohydrate. In carbohydrates, you have to find out whether reducing sugar, non-reducing sugar or starch, that is polysaccharide. So to analyze the presence of carbohydrates or proteins or fats in a given food sample. So you will be provided a food sample in which you have to identify whether carbohydrate is present or protein or fat is present, right? In carbohydrate again you have to check whether reducing sugar or non-reducing sugar or starch is present. So now what are the procedure? How to do the systematically food sample, that is also very important. If you do in a systematic way, there will be hardly you take 10 to 15 minutes time to analyze any unknown food sample. Right? So what are the procedure? These are the way to do the practical of food sample. First test, what is the first test you have to do for the food sample? First is Mollis test. So whenever you are taking the food sample, start with the Mollis test. Now what is the Mollis test? In food sample, add Mollis reagent and then add concentrated sulfuric acid drop by drop along the side of the test tube, which I will show you. And then if you get the ring, that is a ring formation at the junction of two layers, that is a violet or red ring, it means the food is carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is present. Now you have to check in carbohydrate what is present, reducing, non-reducing or starch. So now after Mollis test, if Mollis test is coming positive, then you have to go for the next carbohydrate presence, reducing, non-reducing, etc. Means the second test after confirmation of carbohydrate you have to do Benedict test. What is Benedict test? In food sample you add Benedict's reagent, heat into water bath. Okay, you are getting reddish PPT. If you are getting reddish PPT means the carbohydrate is reducing sugar. What is the meaning of reducing sugar? Means it may be monosaccharide, that means monosaccharide, glucose, fructose, galactose. So it may be monosaccharide, that is glucose, fructose, galactose, or disaccharide means maltose, lactose, except sucrose. Sucrose is non-reducing sugar. So if you are getting the positive test of Benedict, that means it is reducing sugar. But you are getting Mollis test, but you are not getting Benedict test, means you are not getting any reddish PPT, means negative test, means the carbohydrate is non-reducing sugar. If you are getting reddish PPT, that is reducing sugar. If you are not getting any reddish PPT, that is non-reducing sugar. Right? Okay. So suppose you are getting reddish PPT, that is reducing sugar, that is a confirmation of the reducing sugar, that may be glucose or may be any disaccharide except sucrose. Okay, this is a confirmatory. But if you want to do more tests for the reducing sugar, you can do two more tests. That is, one is the Tollens test, which you have already done in the functional group. So what is Tollens test? In food sample, add Tollens reagent, add 2 to 3 drop of NaOH to provide basic medium, put into water bath, heat for 10 to 15 minutes, and then you are getting silver mirror. Definitely you will get the silver mirror, because if you are getting the Benedict test positive, you will get Tollens test also positive. So this is also confirmation of reducing sugar. The food sample, these are the food samples. Food sample A, food sample B, food sample C, food sample D. These are the unknown food sample. We don't know which are what. Carbohydrate, which one is carbo, which one is protein. So now we start systematically. First, always we have to start with the carbohydrate test, that is Mollis test. So what is the procedure? Tell me. Take food sample. Yeah. So सबसे पहले आपने take food sample. Add. This is Mollis reagent. Add Mollis reagent. Same amount. Whatever the food sample, same amount, both of 1 ml. Then add concentrated sulfuric acid drop by drop along the side of the test tube. You can use dropper. And very precaution, you have to take concentrated sulfuric acid. And how to add, tilt the test tube and add along the side of the test tube drop by drop, at least 1 ml you can add as soon as you are adding, I think that you are observing also, something is coming. The ring is formed or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So all of you can see this is the ring. In between, this is the ring. There is a formation of ring between the junction of two layers. Okay, so this is Mollis test. So this is the confirmation of which group? Function group. Food sample, carbohydrate. Mollis test. What is the next test? Benedict test. So what is Benedict test? Take food sample, add Benedict's reagent. This is Benedict's reagent. You can see. It is actually also copper sulfate solution. Put into water bath, or you can directly heat, but very precaution you have to take the heating with the direct heating. So better you can put into water bath. Leave for some time. If you get the red precipitate, that is the presence of reducing sugar. So till we wait, and then we will proceed for the next method. Okay. And after some time you can observe what is the color? Red precipitate. Okay, so this is a confirmation of reducing sugar. Okay, so this is sufficient. You can do only one test, but you can do more tests for the confirmation of the reducing sugar. That is a tolerance test. What is tolerance test? Again you have to take the same sample, add tolerance reagent, that is ammoniacal silver nitrate. Even you can prepare tolerance reagent also. Add 1 or 2 drops of NaOH to provide basic medium. Now again you have to put into water bath and see whether you are getting silver mirror or not. Definitely you will get it because it is reducing sugar, so you will get it. That means that will be what? Non-reducing sugar. And non-reducing sugar may be sucrose or maybe starch. Means maybe disaccharide of sucrose or all polysaccharides. Polysaccharides means starch. Example B. Again we are not aware about this, whether it is which food sample. Okay. So go as a systematic analysis. What is the first test? Tell me.
Mollis.
Can you do it? Yes, come and do it.
So we're taking the second food sample and we're going to be performing the Mollis test first, which is we're going to add the Mollis reagent and concentrated H2SO4. We've taken the food sample and now we're going to add the Mollis reagent. After adding the Mollis reagent, we take concentrated H2SO4 and add it drop by drop on the side of the test tube. Just like this. So this is the PPT that we observed.
Ring, violet ring.
Violet ring.
Do not shake at all, beta. It has
Violet
not-
ring around the junction of the test tube.
For sample B, Mollis test is confirmed. Now we will do the Benedict test. First we take the food sample and then we will add the Benedict reagent.
This is
Now we will heat it.
put into water bath for the heating, for some time,
We
and now
will
see.
heat it for some time. And if a reddish PPT is observed, then reducing sugar is confirmed.
And if you don't get,
Then it is non-reducing sugar.
so now you have done, Muskan, you have done this Benedict test and you are not getting any red precipitate. So although you have observed Mollis test, means the sample is carbohydrate, but it is what? Non-reducing sugar, because there is a no formation of any red precipitate, right? So now if it is non-reducing sugar, then you have to go for iodine test to check whether it's sucrose or it is starch, because both are non-reducing sugar. So for checking whether it's sucrose or whether it's starch, you have to do another test, that is iodine test. What is iodine test? Anybody knows? In food sample, add iodine solution. Iodine solution. And if there is a formation of blue, black, violet color, that is starch. But here there is a no formation of any violet coloration, blue. Okay. So it is what? It is non-reducing sugar, but it is not starch. It is sucrose. So first you have to check whether reducing sugar or non-reducing sugar. If it is non-reducing sugar, then you have to go for the iodine test. If you are getting positive iodine test, that is starch. But if you are getting negative iodine test, that is no violet coloration is observed, that is sucrose. Non-reducing sugar, but it is not starch, it is sucrose. Is it clear to all? Sample C is also food sample. Now again we have to identify in the same manner. So I think that anybody, you just perform it. Sample C, it is what? Whether carbohydrate or protein.
So first we take the food sample. And perform the Molish test the same. Now we'll add concentrated H2SO4 drop by drop from the side of the test tube.
And do not shake at all, beta. Yeah, very beautiful ring is formed.
Now the ring is formed, which confirms the presence of carbohydrate. Now to check whether it's a reducing sugar or a non-reducing sugar, we'll first do the Benedict test. Here we're taking the food sample. This is the Benedict's reagent. I will put it in the water bath. Even after some time, we have not received any red PPT, which confirms the presence of non-reducing sugar. But we will perform another confirmatory test, which is the iodine test, to check whether it's starch or sucrose.
Take food sample.
We've taken the food sample. Now we are adding a few drops of iodine.
1 or 2 drops sufficient.
Here we've received a nice violet color, which confirms the presence of starch.
Sample, that is sample D. Okay, again we have to do this systematically. Okay, so you just come and do it.
First, we have to put the sample in the test tube. Then we have to put the Molish reagent. And then we have to put the concentrated H2SO4 by tilting the test tube, and we have to do drop by drop. So no ring is observed.
So there is a no formation of violet or red ring. Okay, so this is what?
Carbohydrate is absent.
Absent. Okay, so now we have started sample D. Just we have done the sample D as a Molish test, and that it is coming negative test, means carbohydrate absent. If carbohydrate absent, then you have to move to the test for protein. So always you have to do Molish test. If present, if positive, carbohydrate present. If it is negative test, carbohydrate absent, then you go for the test for protein. So what are the tests for protein? There is a 2 tests for the protein. One is a Biuret test. What is Biuret test? Take sample, add copper sulfate solution and NaOH. You get, there is a gelatinous blue PPT. That is a confirmation of protein due to coagulation, because all of you know protein is colloid. Second test, there is a 2 tests. Another test is the xanthoprotic. What is xanthoprotic test? Take sample, add concentrated HCl and heat it. you'll see there is a yellow coagulation will be formed. Again there is the coagulation because it is also same colloidal, because when colloid is heated you get the coagulation. Okay, so just we have done this Mollis test, that is a negative test, means carbohydrate absent. So we are moving forward, test for protein. So just I told what is the test for protein? Biuret test. What is the procedure for the biuret test?
We
Sample
add sample,
Sample,
copper
Copper
sulfate,
sulfate.
copper sulfate, solution,
And then
copper sulfate solution. You can use dropper. Copper sulfate solution, and then add sodium hydroxide. So you will see after adding sodium hydroxide, there is a formation of gelatinous deep blue coagulation, we can say precipitate, right? So this is the conformation of protein. You can do for the protein conformation. Again same, that is what? How to do? Take sample. Concentrated nitric acid. You can use dropper.
And then we will heat it.
Yeah, put into, you can directly heat, or if already water bath is there, so you can put into this and you will observe there is a formation of what?
Yellow PPT.
Yellow precipitate because of coagulation, right? So just wait for, you can observe it also. I think that it is started, it is coming. This is what?
Gelatinous yellow
Xanthoprotic test, which is confirmation for the protein. Yeah.